Welcome to Mlc TV News Hour, reaching you live from the Confluence City, Lokoja, Kogi State, Nigeria. I am Khadijat Mohammed. The headlines. Buhari finally lifts Twitter ban after 222 days. NLC tells affiliates, civil society organizations to mobilize for protests over subsidy. 16 burnt to death in South Africa minibus crash. Now the news in detail. The President Muhammadu Buhari has lifted the suspension on Twitter operations in the country effective from 12 a.m. January 13, 2022. This was disclosed in a press statement on Wednesday signed by the Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency and Chairman, Technical Committee, Nigeria Twitter Engagement, Kashifu Abdullahi. The statement read in part, "The federal government of Nigeria directs me to inform the public that President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the lifting of the suspension of Twitter operation in Nigeria effective from 12 a.m. tonight, January 13, 2022. The approval was given following a memo written to the President by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Pantami. We are pleased that Twitter has been restored for everyone in Nigeria," Twitter said in the statement obtained by Vital News on Thursday. "Our mission in Nigeria and around the world is to serve the public conversation. We are deeply committed to Nigeria, where Twitter is used by people for commerce, cultural engagement and civic participation," it said. The federal government had in the early hours of Thursday lifted the suspension of Twitter operations in Nigeria after approval by President Muhammadu Buhari. The decision was announced by the Chairman, Technical Committee, Nigeria Twitter Engagement and Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, Kashifu Abdullahi. Kashifu, in a statement in Abuja, said the approval was given following a memo written to the President by Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Ali Ibrahim. "The federal government of Nigeria directs me to inform the public that President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the lifting of the suspension of Twitter operation in Nigeria effective from 12 a.m. tonight, 13th of January 2022. Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has ordered that roadblocks within the state where illegal taxes are collected should be removed with immediate effect. The governor, who was on a trip to Okene, Kogi State on Thursday morning, ran into a long train of traffic, alighted from his car and ordered one of his security aides to supervise the removal of the roadblock in the area after interaction with the illegal tax collectors. Governor Bello said the illegal roadblocks have caused so much hardship to the road users, especially the transporters. The activities of the illegal tax collectors on the road are a serious source of frustration to taxi drivers and drivers of articulated vehicles because of the high illegal charges," he lamented. He, however, warned that he will not condone such practices in the state, adding that only legally constituted tax collection agencies backed by relevant statutes will be allowed to carry out their responsibilities. Some of the transport workers who were held at the roadblock said they had spent hours before the arrival of the governor. The commuters also cheered and commended the governor for his concern for the common man. The Secretary to Kogi State Government, Dr. Folashade Ayoade Arike, has become an Amazon of girl child education in Kogi State. She bagged the award alongside 9 other women of Kogi origin who have contributed immensely to underprivileged girl child education to become the biggest female supporters of underprivileged girl child education, Kogi State. Baba Ojanugwa, who led members of the organizing committee to present the award, stated that Ayoade has impacted lives with her Folashade Ayoade initiative for widows and orphans, an NGO she founded that has touched the lives of widows and orphans, especially girls. Present at the award presentation was Ambassador Kemi Olaomi, who was also recently inducted into the Kogi Entertainment Hall of Fame at the JFO Live concert held on the 2nd of January 2022. The Amazon of Girl Child Education Award is meant to encourage more women folk to support underprivileged girl child education in Nigeria. In line with the Kogi State government's commitment to eradicate erosion in the state, the project coordinator, Kogi Nigeria Erosions and Watershed Management Project NewMap, Barrister Ladi Ahmed Jato, embarked on her first working visit of the year 2022 to two of her active sites at Anyimba in Dekina local government area and Adum in Olamaboro local government area. Ahmed, accompanied by her engineering team, first visited the site at Anyimba in the Kina local government area of Kogi State. She expressed satisfaction with the work being carried out so far and implored the contractors to be mindful of the early rains in the area. She also reminded them not to compromise on the standard of works. The contractors assured the project coordinator work has resumed in earnest and will be delivered on time. They reiterated their commitment to maintain the high standards associated with the project. Some of the residents of the community thanked the Kogi government under the leadership of Governor Yahya Bello for addressing the erosion that has lingered for years and taken the lives of many. The Kogi NewMap team then proceeded to the second project site at Olamaboro to assess the progress of the road and drainage construction. Ahmed expressed her displeasure at the speed of the contractors working on the additional works. She advised them to engage more hands and resources and reminded them that the date of the project completion is sacrosanct. The contractors appreciated the project coordinator for her guidance and affirmed their determination to deliver the project on schedule. KFF Foundation has distributed writing materials to pupils across secondary schools in Mopamuro. The distribution exercise was led by the council leader of Mopamuro local government legislature, James Opeyemi. The council leader said it was thoughtful for the Kingsley Femi Fawo KFF Foundation to have donated the materials, that it is going to be a great relief on the teachers, parents and pupils. In the entourage is also another member of the council, Obasan Samuel. He said the intention of the foundation is to always do its part in making teaching and learning easier for the pupils. While encouraging the students to work hard in their academics, he also added that the KFF Brain Challenge is a program that has come to stay, which promises to impact on the entire Mopamuro education system. The pupils appreciated Kingsley Femi Fawo, Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communications, whom the foundation was named after, for the writing materials, adding God will bless him and grant his heart's desires. Other honorables who are part of the distribution exercise are Ologe Olushola, Abejide Mata Omoumi, and the Mopamuro APC women leader Zacchaeus Feintola Felicia. The students' wing of the coalition of northern groups protested against the increase in school fees and other levies across tertiary institutions in the north, while giving the government 3 weeks ultimatum to address the issue to avoid speaking to it in the language it understands. The body warned that except stringent measures were put in place to check the increase, the number of girls who would drop out of school would increase. The national coordinator of CNG Students Wing, Jamili Aliu, who raised the issue during a press conference in Abuja, said institutions such as Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi in the northeast, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria in the northwest, all with over 100% increase in school fees, and Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida University, Lapai in Niger State in the north central, with over 60% increase, was very worrisome. He said the CNGSW is disturbed by reports from its state chapters of an attempt by the federal and state governments to commercialize education to make it the exclusive preserve of treasury looters at the expense of children of millions of less privileged Nigerians. Aliu added that this singular act has not showcased government's responsiveness towards promoting inclusive education. This is disheartening to all well-meaning Nigerians, and we urge the government to reconsider and rescind its decision. The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, lamented that Nigerians are tired of the growing security crisis in Nigeria, saying the situation is not good for the country. Lawan made the lamentation at the Maitama Guest House of the Senate President in Abuja on Wednesday, where senators visited him on his 63rd birthday. He said few days ago, reports have it that over 200 people were killed in Zamfara. This is not the kind of story we want to hear as a people and as a government. The situation is not too good as far as the wanton killings by all manners of criminals are concerned. Lawan, however, stated that despite the security challenges in the country, the 9th National Assembly has collaborated well with the executive arm of government in giving dividends of democracy to Nigerians within the last 2.5 years. He said the first thing done by the 9th National Assembly in this regard was the restoration of the January-December budget implementation timeline, which has helped in stabilizing the economy. The federal government is determined to reduce the importation of dairy products, scale up its local production, as well as marketing in the country. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. N.S. Umakihe, made the disclosure at the opening of the National Dairy Policy Validation Workshop in Abuja. The workshop was organized by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. It aimed to harvest the inputs of relevant stakeholders for the purpose of enriching the national dairy policy for Nigeria. Umakihe described the national dairy policy as apt and articulate, which is in accordance with the vision of the federal government for the dairy industry. Earlier, Winnie Lai Solari, the Director, Department of Animal Husbandry Services, Ministry of Agriculture, said that the role of the dairy industry could not be overemphasized as far as quality nutrition and overall food security were concerned. She noted that the dairy subsector has been impeded with many issues and institutional challenges that have prevented its growth alongside other agricultural subsectors. The Odo State government has directed the retirement of 2 permanent secretaries in the Ministry of Education and Post-Primary Education Board, as well as 2 principals of Idobo Secondary School, following the student rampage at the school in December. The decision was reached during an executive council meeting chaired by the Edo State Governor, Godwin Obaseki, at the Government House, Benin City. In a statement after the meeting, Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Andrew Mwanta, said the government reached the decision after it considered the report of a committee empaneled by the State Executive Council and chaired by the Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, to investigate the remote and immediate causes of the fracas and make recommendations to the government. He said, following the students' rampage at Idobo Secondary School on December 3, 2021, which led to attacks on the school principals and teachers, as well as destruction of the school's property, the Executive Council empaneled a committee headed by the Deputy Governor to investigate the remote and immediate causes of the unrest at the school and make recommendations to government. The Nigeria Labour Congress has directed its members, affiliate unions, and civil society partners to prepare for the planned January 27 and February 1 nationwide protest against the proposed removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government. The Congress also asked its affiliates nationwide to mobilize their members for the rallies and ensure total compliance with the nationwide protest. This was the highlight of the meeting, with leaders of civil society organizations presided over by the NLC President Ayuba Waba at the Labour House in Abuja. A member of the Central Working Committee who spoke on condition of anonymity said the presidents and general secretaries of the affiliate unions pledged to mobilize their members for the protests. The Labour leader said, "We have been asked to go and mobilize our members across the country ahead of the planned protest for January 27. He said the organized Labour will not allow the proposed fuel subsidy removal to stand, adding, "If it happens, it will be very disastrous for all of us in this country." The federal government last year announced a plan to remove fuel subsidies by the first quarter of this year. No fewer than 10 persons were feared killed when the building housing a church, the Salvation Ministry at Opanam community in Oshimili North local government area of Delta State, collapsed on Tuesday evening. Witnesses said that unspecified number of worshippers were trapped under the debris of the collapsed building. Information has said that the building, which was being used for the first time, collapsed at about 5:55 p.m. during evening service. About 8 persons were said to have been rescued unhurt in the collapsed building, while 4 others with varying degrees of injury were reportedly rushed to the Asaba Specialist Hospital for medical attention. Worshippers, family members and sympathizers were seen crying just as efforts were being intensified to rescue other trapped victims. At the moment, Secretary to the State Government, Chief Patrick Uka, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Ononye Modi, a team of the Red Cross officials and some personnel of the fire service were on ground on a rescue mission. We go on a short break. We will be right back.
Mlc TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose Mlc TV. Get human interest stories right here on Mlc TV. With entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on Mlc TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on Mlc TV. Mlc TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. Mlc TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. A presidential hopeful, Kingsley Moghalu, Wednesday said he forgot to inform the president, Muhammadu Buhari, of his intention to run for president in the 2023 general elections. Moghalu, a former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, was the presidential candidate of the Young Progressive Party in 2019, but he lost the election to Buhari. He joined the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in 2021 and declared his intention to run for the exalted office in Aso Villa again in 2023. Moghalu's tweet followed the declaration by the All Progressive Congress national leader, Bola Tinubu, and Ebonyi State Governor, Dave Umahi, that they would be running for president in 2023. The two APC members had separately visited Buhari in Aso Villa this week and informed the president of their intention to contest the next presidential election. Chief Whip of the Senate, Orji Uzor Kalu, APC Abia, has called on the leadership of the All Progressives Congress, APC, to consider a Southeast candidate as its presidential flag bearer ahead of its national convention. Kalu, a former governor of Abia, made the call while speaking to journalists in Abuja. He said that as far as the party is zoning the presidential ticket to the Southeast should take preference to anybody else that was trying to run. On his ambition to run for president, Kalu said, "I am the most prepared presidential candidate in Nigeria. I am capable health-wise. I am capable to face anybody, but our party, the APC, is supreme. I only wait for APC as a party." While reacting to the interest of the national leader of the APC, Bola Tinubu, to contest for president, the lawmaker said, while he has nothing against the aspiration of Tinubu, he believes that the Southeast is ripe for the presidency. There was drama in the Ebonyi State High Court Wednesday as the publicity secretary of the State People's Democratic Party, Chika Nwoba, collapsed outside the court premises as the police were about arraigning him. He was brought into the court premises by officers and men of the Ebonyi State Police Command at about 2:45 p.m., but the period of the court sitting was shifted due to Nwoba's health condition. Following the development, he was rushed out of the court premises by the police and later brought back to the court in order to allow the court session to commence the second time. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in the early hours of Wednesday, arrested a skit maker, Sunday Joshua, popularly known on social media as the General, during a raid of a notorious drug joint at Orchid Estate, Lekki area of Lagos State. Acting on credible intelligence, narcotic officers stormed the drug joint in the estate, where 3 suspects were arrested with illicit drugs, including 200 sachets of 225 mg tramadol and 1.5 kg of cannabis sativa. In the course of the operation, some persons, including the suspected dealer, ran away with bags suspected to contain exhibits. A trail showed they ran into a house located at 2B Saula Akinoluwe, Orchid Estate, which is the residence of 22-year-old Sunday Joshua, aka the General. The young men started to make noise to prevent a search. The operatives introduced themselves as officers of NDLEA and submitted themselves for search before entry. This was done and a search was conducted. The search led to the recovery of drug exhibits including cannabis sativa, tramadol 225 mg, and some paraphernalia for drug use. This was after the suspect had requested to record on video the search, which the officers, out of sense of civility, allowed. NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi noted that the video trending on social media was the moment the suspect and his friends decided to disrupt the bid to conduct a search of the house. In his confessional statement, Sunday Joshua admitted ownership of the drugs recovered from his house. A suit seeking to stop the Nigeria Police and the Attorney General of the Federation from arresting and extraditing suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police DSP Abakari was on Wednesday stalled. The suit mark FHC IBJ CS 854-2021 could not proceed before Justice Donatus Okorowo due to the absence of the counsel to the plaintiff and the respondents. It was reported that the incorporated trustees of Northern Peace Foundation had on August 9, 2021 filed the suit praying the courts to grant a temporary order of injunction against the police and the AGF pending the hearing and final determination of the substantive suit. When the matter was called, none of the parties' lawyers was in court. Justice Okorowo noted that though the case was filed on August 9, 2021, none of the respondents had been served from the available court record. According to the judge, there is no proof of service from the court record. He also noted that neither the applicant's counsel nor the defense lawyer was in court. A 20-year-old man, Moses Oko, has been arrested by the police for allegedly killing a 300-level student of the University of Jos, Jennifer Anthony, for ritual purposes. Jennifer had earlier been declared missing by friends and fellow students. Her lifeless body was later found at a hotel in Jos along Zaria Road on New Year's Day with some of her body parts, including her eyes, missing. Paraded the suspected killer of the undergraduate at the quarters in Jos, the State Commissioner of Police, Bartholomew Onyeka, said that Oko was arrested in Benue State with the help of his father, Joseph Oko, who is a lecturer with the University of Jos. According to him, sequel to the gruesome murder of Miss Jennifer Anthony, a 300-level student of the University of Jos, whose lifeless body was found mutilated on 1st of January 2022 at Domus Passage Guest House, Jos, by a man named Moses Oko, aged 20 years, suspected to be her boyfriend, who fled after committing the crime. The commissioner also paraded over 30 other suspects for various offenses, including kidnapping, armed robbery, unlawful possession of firearms, among others. He called on the people to cooperate and synergize with the police by giving them timely and useful information in order to fight all forms of criminalities. In our foreign news, President Emmanuel Macron said that France fully backed sanctions imposed by West Africa's economic bloc against Mali after its military-dominated government delayed elections after a coup. He said, "We must support this position." Macron, whose country holds the rotating EU presidency, told reporters alongside visiting EU Council President Charles Michel, as well as closing borders and imposing a trade embargo. Mali's regional neighbors also cut off financial aid and froze the country's assets at the Central Bank of West African states. The move followed a proposal by Mali's interim government last month to stay in power for up to 5 years before staging elections, despite international demands that it respect a promise to hold elections in February. Macron said the unprecedented sanctions were a sign of deep condemnation of the behavior of the military junta in Mali and its absolute failure to respect its commitments. He vowed that with EU states contributing to a multinational Takuba force to help France's existing Barkhane operation, the EU would Europeanize its approach in the region. 16 people were burned to death yesterday when a minibus taxi and an SUV collided on a highway in South Africa's northeastern Limpopo province, a local official said. The SUV driver lost control after a tire burst and collided head-on with a 22-seater Mercedes-Benz bus, Provincial Transport Ministry spokesman Mike Maringa told AFP today. The bus burst into flames and 16 occupants trapped inside were burnt alive, he said. The SUV driver was killed on impact, he said. 8 other people survived with injuries. Despite having one of the most developed highway networks on the continent, South Africa has one of the world's worst records for road safety, a phenomenon usually blamed on poor driving. Nearly 1,500 people were killed on the roads during the Christmas holidays, according to government. A prominent lawyer and opposition lawmaker was shot dead by suspected separatist fighters in Cameroon's restive English-speaking Northwest region. Opposition Senator Henry Kemende was shot dead at close range in the northwestern city of Bamenda. Authorities from his party and the government said Wednesday. Kemende's body was located on the Wednesday after he was killed by unidentified armed assailants, an official said. Kemende was a lawyer turned Social Democratic Front (SDF) legislator, one of the main opposition parties in Cameroon. Joshua Osei, the vice president of the SDF, told the AFP news agency, "We recovered his body, his chest riddled with bullets." Authorities said they did not know of the location of Kemende's vehicle. Jonah Malik is standing by for our sports updates.
Welcome to Sport Update. Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello commends the Super Eagles of Nigeria for a spectacular start at the ongoing 33rd edition of the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon for defeating a formidable opponent, the Pharaohs of Egypt, 1-0 in their group stage encounter. The governor described the victory of Eagles over Pharaohs of Egypt as sweet victory, charging the Eagles should put their eyes on the ultimate victory, which is lifting the trophy. The governor strongly believed, like millions of soccer fans in Nigeria, that the spectacular outing in CARABAO, Cameroon is a preview of what to expect from the committed and patriotic team as they lock horns against other opponents in the tournament. Bello charges Austin Eguavoen-led team and the technical staff to keep their eyes on the ball, remain good example on and off the field, and give the die-hard fans and all Nigerians more exhilarating moments to celebrate. While praising the general performance of the team and the technical crew, Bello especially commended the Super Eagles defense for its solidity that remained impenetrable for the Egyptian striker throughout the game. Governor Yaya Bello charges the team to soar like an eagle in order to write another glorious page in the soccer folklore for the country. There was panic on Wednesday afternoon during the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon before the match between Mali and Tunisia following a gun battle between government forces and pro-independence fighter in Biao, capital of restive southern Cameroon. One Cameroonian German officer was reported dead and 5 other people, including a lawyer, wounded. According to a Cameroonian blog, Timescape, the incident occurred less than 2 miles away from the Mlc Sports Complex where the Malian national team was training on Wednesday. The game, which ended with confusion, saw Mali winning 1-0. The Cameroon government, however, assured players that safety will be guaranteed for AFCON. The National Human Rights Commission and the Professor of Public Law, James Magwe, clarified in an interview with AFP that the part of the country hosting Nigeria was relatively safe. Still on AFCON, matches played on Wednesday has continued in the same trend of less goals. Morocco was defeated by Mali by 1-0. Gambia also defeated Mauritania by 1-0. Ivory Coast defeated Equatorial Guinea by 1-0. Second round of the game begins today as Cameroon takes on Ethiopia while Cape Verde confronts Burkina Faso. And in the Spanish Super Cup match played yesterday, Real Madrid defeated Barcelona by 3-2, while in the Italia Super Cup, Inter Milan defeated Juventus by 2-1. And in the EFL semi-final played yesterday, Chelsea defeated Tottenham by 1-0, qualifying for the final on 3-goal aggregate. And that's sports update on Mlc TV. I am Malik Jonah.
Thanks, Jonah, for the update. Over to Matthias Ayodeji Peter for our entertainment news.
On entertainment, Nigerian singer and one South Africa artist CK's global smash hit Love Wantity was certified gold in the US. This comes after the record was certified gold in the UK and France. In 2020, the record shot up the charts across the world, topping major charts. It also made CK's African biggest artist on Spotify. In the US, a gold plaque is issued when a record moves the equivalent of 500,000 copies via streaming and raw CD sales. The version that earned the gold plaque is the original version, not any of the remixes. Still on entertainment news, Nollywood actor Femi Adebayo has been hailed for his drama series Ile Alayo. The movie star was honored by the management of Star Times for his strong connection with entertainment lovers. Adebayo is greatly loved by Nollywood fans. We are delighted to have Femi Adebayo as our brand ambassador. Over the years, Femi has continued to add value to our TV screens, Alex Jian of Star Times said. We are delighted with this partnership. We have decided to work with a veteran actor who also shared our core values in terms of dedication, service, and quality entertainment. In his response, the movie star appreciated the brand for the recognition and promised to do more. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for Mlc TV. Back to our caster for more stories.
Thanks, Matthias, for the news. The federal government has ordered that the national flag be flown at half-mast as a mark of respect for the former head of state, Ernest Shonekan, who died on Tuesday, January 11. The order takes effect from the 12th to 14th of January 2022, according to a statement signed by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. The statement read, "Following the death of the former head of the interim government, late Chief Ernest Adegunle Al-Oladeyinde Shonekan, GCFR, President Muhammadu Buhari has directed that the national flag be flown at half-mast, effective from Wednesday 12th to Friday 14th January 2022, as a mark of respect for the former head of state who died on Tuesday at the age of 85. Earlier, the President Muhammadu Buhari expressed sadness over the news of the death of a great statesman and former head of the interim national government, Chief Ernest Shonekan. The President, in a statement by his spokesman Femi Adesina in Abuja, extended deepest condolences to Shonekan's wife, Margaret, loved ones as well as the government and people of Ogun. Buhari affirmed that as an internationally respected statesman with courageous wisdom, Shonekon left his flourishing business career to become the head of government at a delicate time when the country needed someone of his calm mien and pedigree to save the ship of state from sinking. The president noted that Shonekon demonstrated to all that the love for country and commitment to her development, peace and unity transcended the trappings of office and the transient nature of political power. The chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum and Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, has described the death of former governor of Oyo State, Chief Adebayo Alao Akala, as a rude shock. Akeredolu lamented that the Southwest, especially Oyo State, have lost a giant and quintessential politician who was committed to friendship, progress and development of the society till the end. This was contained in a statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Richard Olatunde, in Akure. According to Governor Akeredolu, late Akala served Oyo State meritoriously, having served as deputy governor and then governor of the state. Akeredolu also described the death of Alao Akala as a personal loss. Akeredolu, who recalled his relationship with Akala as a former governor and later APC chieftain, said he was a dependable friend. That is today's news package. Do join us tomorrow via this platform. For your event coverage for news, sponsorship and advert placement, call the numbers displayed on your screen or visit any of our social media handles to drop your comment for us. Like our Facebook page, Mlc TV, Instagram, Mlc TV 2021, subscribe to our YouTube, Mlc Tv. I am Khadijat Mohammed. Thanks for staying with us.